Okay, so let's just go over the body lock pass. So I got my partner here. I'm just always, if I can't get my legs in, split his legs, then I'm gonna look for the body lock pass. He's got double inside position, so I just let him have it, okay? So a lot of the time he's going for an underhook, and that actually plays right into my body lock pass, okay? Because what's crucial is my head position. If I get my head in the line of his head, it's really good. But if he can like block me and create space, he can prevent me from going into the body lock pass. Or sometimes people will put their feet on the hips and now I can't access his hips, okay? So you kind of have to just go for it. Usually what I do is I keep my hands and elbows on the inside. I'll start collar tying him, and then as soon as he tries to make a grip, I pummel a hand inside, and then I go underneath and I lock my hand. So you can do it different ways. You can go S-grip. Usually I go palm to palm. I like palm to palm. I got pretty long arms actually. And then I lock up. My favorite configuration is 1 in, 1 out. So if he gets an underhook on me, okay, I like to bring my head to the opposite side of the underhook. And now I lock up somewhere in between the middle of his back and his tailbone. So you can go S-grip, again I go here. Now, where you're gonna mess up is if you try and put his back on the floor, okay? If I try and put his back on the floor and he takes my momentum and he flips me over, I'm just gonna get swept, okay? It's probably the most common problem I've dealt with. So what you need to do is sag on your partner here. So when I get an over-under, I sag, and I don't push forward, okay? I sag down, I lock my hands, and then I suck him in, okay? So now, when he tries to do a sumi-gaeshi on me, I can base out. So I'm not putting his shoulders on the floor. Now, instead of, again, if I put his shoulders on the floor, he's gonna be able to off-balance me. So we sprawl to the side. So I know that since my head is on this side, he's gonna try and hit a sumi to this side. So I know that this butterfly hook is the one that's gonna be doing the lifting. So all I'm gonna do is cut my hips, blade my hips, so that I take that hook away. So as he lifts me, if my right hip comes higher than my left hip, he can hit a sumi on me. So all I do is I just drop my right hip to the floor, okay? I can pull my elbow in as well. That's what I'm doing, is pulling my elbow in. And now when he tries to put his butterfly hook in and lift me, I'm super heavy because as you can see, my left hip is higher than my right hip. And now I'm gonna walk to the side, okay? Now it's really important, I look at his center line, and it's really important that my head, you mind coming up, that my head doesn't come to the other side of the center line, because then he'll be able to reverse me the other way. So I keep my head at lower, if I can, lower than his head, and I walk my knee up. Why do I do that movement? Because if I don't do that movement, nothing wedges his right leg in play, and now he could actually pull that leg out sometimes and put me in the closed guard. Okay, so I don't want that to happen either. So I wedge and I drive my head down. All my pressure is going forward at this point. If I hang back here, you see my head's out of position. A really flexible guy will hit omoplatas and rubber guards and stuff like this. So we want to I keep my eyebrow pinning his shoulders. And then the next step is to beat this knee. So generally what I'll do is I can unlock my hands pretty quick here if I want. I don't have to. I bring my knee over and I turn it in, and then I cut my head to the other side, and then I walk his hips down. So now we're just half guard passing. A common thing he's gonna do is he's gonna pummel his foot inside. He's gonna get his butterfly up. But because I moved my head to the other side, he tries to sweep me, my weight distribution is really good, and then I'm gonna gain the inside position by pummeling here. And so since my head is on his far shoulder and I'm pinning his near hip, I have opposite pinning pressure, right? You mind looking up again? So now from here, it's just leg pummeling, just like float passing. So I just put my head to the floor, I can just step over top, I can pummel in and do all the leg pummels we do. So let's show it from this side. So watch how I sprawl on the head, right? So he gets an underhook and I get an underhook. And I sag down and I lock up. I suck him in, and now, if my hip is high, he's gonna off-balance me. So, I just drop my right hip to the floor. And now I'm just gonna walk, until I feel like I can beat the knee. Once I beat the knee, I switch my head. And I can also pike up. I do this a lot sometimes too. Now he'll bring his knees inside, so I have to do leg pummeling. So I can cut through. Okay, sometimes I can literally just step over and shin circle, all these different types of leg pummels. Okay, but my head stays pinning his chest. Sometimes as well, the guy will be in a supine position, okay? And I kind of just wait for him. And as soon as he sits up, I just take the body lock here. Okay, now it's the same thing. He's gonna try and, if he's good, he's gonna try and front shift and get here where he can stretch me out. Okay, so the way I stop that, is your back all right?
Yep.
The way I stop that, so go ahead and try and lift me, is I just sprawl out and I walk out. So now, can you take my back? Can you put me in omoplata? Can I do anything, right? Now I come in, and I beat the knee, and I pin the far shoulder, and now I'm just half guard passing. So whatever he's gonna do, if he tries to pummel his hook inside, that's probably your most common problem. Sometimes I can just step right over top and enter. Okay, so we lock hands, we sag down, and then we start sprawling out to the side. And this works all the time. If any time when I'm in butterfly position, if I feel like my partner connects to me, he's going to go sumigaeshi. So here he's going sumigaeshi. I just drop down and I sprawl. And now I just walk out to the side. Sometimes you're not going to get your leg inside like you beat the half guard already, right? So you just do the same thing. When we're here, he tries to get his leg out. I just keep walking, until my hip dominates that inside space. Sometimes that will happen too. And I find I end up in the mount a lot when I pass like this. Either mount or we go to tight half guard passing. Cheers.